Hello everybody, hope everyone's doing well today. Well, I spent my summer here in Texas away from the Philippines baling hay and taking care of these cattle, dealing with crazy renters and the current pandemic and laws passed protecting renters and nothing for the landlord. But now I'm ready to leave all that behind. I spent all these months, as I said, baling hay. Now it's time to feed that hay. And it's time for me to hand it over to someone else to handle it for me for the winter while I go enjoy the beautiful, warm beaches and sunshine. Look at that, we had another red calf again. Isn't that something? They're happy to get this hay. I'm still feeding some 2-year-old hay out first. Get that all used up. And then we'll move on to the new hay after it's done. But I tell you what, they're enjoying that 2-year-old hay. As I said in a previous video, look at that pretty calf. Is that just beautiful or what? That's pretty newborn there in the back. Just the other day. Some good little calves in here scattered around. I should have a really great little crop of calves to sell by the time we're back home. And when we come back home this next summer, late spring, that one, and numerous more of these, and there's some more on further down yonder. They will all be right the age to go to market. I would have barely even got to know them. But boy, that little old red bull calf right there, it is gorgeous and a dandy. The deal with that, if y'all don't know, some of you new to my channel, even though you say I have all black cows, black bulls, years past, my dad had got a red Limousin bull. And we ran it for a while. Man, that's probably already been 14, 15 years ago. And some of these black cows in here, he actually sired them. They had a black mama. He was red, but they came out black. But they're still carrying that red gene in them from the red Limousin. And so around in these different herds that have got here, we still have these red calves to crop up. Man, oh man, that is such a good looking calf too. You see, these are some happy cows. Boy, they're digging in there eating that cured clover that's in those bales. You see where they've been pushing their heads in it. All of them been pushing their heads in it. Well, that's not their heads. And they are some happy cows. When I rolled that clover, it was really a pain to bale it. It was a process because when that clover cures, it gets kind of sticky. It's got like a sugariness to it. And man, it would stick all in my hay baler, gum up on the rollers. I'd have to stop and unjam it and stop and unjam it. It needed to be super, super dry. But even then, the least little bit of moisture, it'd make my rollers in there all sticky and it'd start wrapping up on it. But I tell you what, it has been some dang good hay though. Dang good. I can't complain about the cows. Absolutely love it. As you can see, I was complaining about was in a drought. We were in a late summer, fall drought. But rain has came and we've got like 4 days now that we're gonna have constant rain, maybe 5. And it is already helping out tremendously. And I noticed that the grass is just immediately coming right back. That's just what it needed, was a drink of water. And so the field should start turning pretty green. We haven't had enough cold weather or anything really cold yet to have a frost. So anything that this coastal Bermuda grass can do to recover and make the roots strong before a freeze comes, that'll be a better crop this next spring. And of course, with the ryegrass and all the winter rye that's coming in, it definitely needed this water as well. But it's a blessing. It's making me happy as a Lee. I can't hardly deal with the cold, but you know, I ain't gonna lie to you, even right now my arms are in pain. That's why I escaped this cold weather. That's life. If y'all don't know, it's from a previous accident I was in. But I love doing this right here, I'm gonna tell you. Other than I'm having to deal with, you know, stressing with pain right now, I love farming here. I absolutely do. I love the cows. Melinda does too. I love the crops. I enjoy the hay baling. It gets a little bit, you know, rigorous sometimes, but nevertheless, it's still enjoyment. And you're doing something with your life, you know, you're doing something creative with your life. So Mel and I, we're down to our last few days here before we leave. We got like a little punch list things to do. Of course, I wanted to feed the cows all I could myself before I hand it over to my cousin. And we've been doing a little fence repairs as always, trying to make the fences as good as we can before we leave so it doesn't put a burden on someone else. Other things we've been doing, I guess, is like protecting areas that we want to keep the cows out of, that I've kind of had opened up while I've been here, but now that I'm going to be gone and move them to some different fields, there's some areas I want to keep them out of. I planted some trees a while back, and I don't want the cows to destroy those trees, so I made cages around the trees. We had gate openings that were really muddy at them and water standing, really rough for the tractor to go through. I had rock hauled into those areas to make it easier on winter feeding, and as well as things we're doing to winterize our house before we go. Our neighbor Mike, he's a great guy. He's going to be a big help. He's got some chickens. I think he's got some what they call those, I think leghorns is what they are, and he's got some nice pens and cages there. So Melinda's chickens are going over with Mike across the street. He's at home all the time. He works from home, and he's going to feed and take care of Melinda's chickens. Now, she harvested about half of them, about 50% of them. Some of it we ate, some of it we gave to her sister, some of it we shared with friends, and that's a pretty nice thing. And so we don't have like a massive amount of chickens. This next spring we can do the same thing again. When we get there, kick on that incubator, start a new younger batch, and repeat the cycle again, you know. So that's gonna be pretty awesome. We're looking forward to that. We shipped one incubator, one of the two that we have. We shipped one of them to the Philippines. It probably won't get there until maybe February or so, but we did want one of them there, of that Nurture Right 360. Helper in here now. Yeah, she's barely riding in the side of the tractor here. I was shocked. I come back here to the farm where the house is, and the cows was on the other side of the road from where they were when I left. I thought they done broke out and got into another field, but cowgirl Melinda, she done moved all the cattle on her own. But boy, at first I said, oh no, the cows all broke out. I was panicking, but no, she done handled moving that herd by herself.
Those herds over here know me, so it's easy for me to move them. Yeah. They know me. It's open.
Bell here, both of them I'm putting out are kind of beat up. The cows broke into the hay one day and tore the front edge of the bells up. That's all right. I'll just feed those first. It's all gonna happen sooner or later.